Yo, 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 yo. What's going on? It's Terrell, Hall of Fame, D-Line, TBKC, and all that sweet, beautiful, wonderful shit. Yes. Man, some of the things that I get asked is, I guess everyone wants to know experiences. I'm going to tell you the truth. Dealing with this breed is special, to say the least. You know what I mean? You have to have a certain kind of specialness about yourself. And even with I have my own issues that I was working with over the years, over the last 2 years, and I'm feeling a lot better now. By the way, that's why I'm more active. But you still learn, I think you have to learn a certain tolerance and a certain thing to where you just let the shit roll off your back and keep going. Now, you must understand, we live in a different era. We live in a different era of men, and I know some people are going to get offended by this video, but it is what it is. We live in a different era of women even, Microwave society. Everybody wants what they want no matter what, even if it doesn't really make sense, and they can show patience. I need it now. I want it now. I need it. And the thing about it is that most of you who are starting off in this breed won't have as big of a platform as I have. But, you have to learn patience, You have to have incredible patience, For me, I have over 1 million followers on social media. Of course, some of those are probably the same followers in many cases, but up to 300 messages in a day, So at the end of the day, of course, right? No matter what's going on, whether it's regarding TBKC, whether it's regarding dogs, whether it's regarding, I just have a general question or whatever, you have a couple different types of people. You're going to have the people who contact you and they have an understanding like that. This is dogs. You may have a husband, you may have a wife, you may have kids, you may have grandkids, you may have a job, you may have 2 jobs like me. You may you may have a lot going on in your life that this dog thing is not the end all be all of your life and your existence. And you'll get those very nice messages and be like, hey dog, hey, I know you busy or whatever, just get with me when you get a chance, let's talk about this or that or the other, and it's all good, and you do that. Then you have the other people who call. They'll call you 6, 7, 8 times in a row. They'll message you. They'll be on every message, and then once they do this, feeling as if you're ignoring them and not taking into consideration that you have a life outside of dogs, they'll, then it's all, man, I can't believe you, fuck it, I'll just find some dog from somebody else, I'll just do this, it's draining at times, and sometimes you wish, I wish I had more time to answer every phone call and get on the phone with people and bullshit for hours at a time, all the time. That would be a great thing, because I love to talk about dogs, but sometimes it's just not relevant, like literally I'm doing this video in the middle of a break, I got a lot of kids, I got a lot of responsibilities, so you have to do this. But if you're going to get into dogs, you have to sort of understand that you're going to be dealing with a ton of personalities, and it's going to be very, very demanding. Most people just feel like that they pretty much own you, especially if they bought a dog from you. So if they bought a dog from you, they're going to act as if, they did you the biggest favor in the world, and you owe them your attention. You owe them to make sure that everything is done for them right away, no patience at all. Then you're gonna have those people who are just like, whatever, get with me when you can, I know y'all trying, what I'm saying, there ain't no big deal, I'm gonna enjoy my puppy, or I'm gonna wait for my breeding to come up, or whatever the case may be. And I guess it's relevance into all of it, but I've literally seen people get ran off just by the mental thing of dealing with, especially now that social media has gotten so big and everybody, loves your dogs or they're interested in your dogs. So, it becomes sometimes a bit much for especially people who have jobs outside of dogs. I guess the people who just sit on their computer all day or sit by their phone all day and they're dog people all day long, they might have that time. But how do you manage it? I still haven't figured that out. The one thing I will tell you is that you manage it the best you can. You get to calls the best you can. You get the emails the best you can. You get the messages the best you can. But for your own mental stability and health, sometimes you have to turn that stuff off, and you have to do the things that are very important to you, like your family, like going to work out, like you know what I mean, your real job. You have to do those things, because if not, the one thing I found out about the dog world especially is that it will run you into the ground, because this is the microwave society. And the people, like I say, the people in this community, you have so many different personalities. But one thing that seems to be a trend is you either have either or. You have people who are laid back, really patient, like, hey, let's get it cracking whenever, I'm just enjoying my shit and we're going to do this. Or you have people that, oh, man, you robbing me. I know I'm going to be robbed. I know this. And, as soon as something doesn't go their way or whatever, you have to take the good with the bad, and you have to understand not to get too upset and stay patient, be like water. You know what I mean? Whatever the situation is, just flow and get the job done eventually, but don't let the shit stress you out, Also, you have to understand that we live in a generation where people talk shit, People talk shit. People are going to make up stories about you. People are going to do whatever they can to talk, to I guess, I don't know if it's a thing that makes them relevant or something like that. Y'all notice when y'all watch my lives and stuff like that, a lot of times you guys will ask me about something, and if I don't know it, I'm just like, I don't know them that well, or I don't know that dog that well. Let me do some research and see what's up, or whatever the case may be. That's not really how society works all the time, If you are a breeder or a handler, I've seen handlers be bashed. I've seen a lot of breeders be bashed. It is what it is, The best thing that you can do is when you have these internet trolls, you have these people who start and make up, knowing that they're making up total lies, and they'll make up lies. And the number one thing about any bad information is that spreads faster than anything. So then you'll look up and you'll see, people talking shit about you in situations that they don't even know anything about, I think I told y'all about this, but I literally had this clown talking about that he got robbed for a dog, and he forgot that he had the dog in his profile picture with his daughter, show wins, and the whole nine, and had bred the bitch a couple times and had multiple litters off of him. Well, he literally had this lady, because he's saying this, and people hadn't caught on yet. And this lady, she jumped in my inbox, and she represented herself, saying that she was some type of legal person, and that things were going to happen, and they were going to blow down on me, and this, that, and the other, and I was going to get a bunch of paperwork. And so I just sort of laughed at her, and I screenshotted. I said, this is the dog that your so-called friend or client or whatever said he didn't ever get, and I showed her the pictures and shit. And, she went radio silent, but somebody else had got with her because she was talking shit on the post, I guess. I don't follow those posts. I only pretty much go on my couple pages every now and then. But, I guess they was getting on her ass, and she started apologizing, like, oh, I didn't know. I thought everything was legit with what he was saying. And, and that's the sort of way society works, is that if it's good news, no one wants to hear it. No one wants to hear that at all. But if someone is saying some dumb shit, I guarantee you, if they're talking about a breeder, ask these people, have they personally dealt with this person? Just if you want to know, have you personally dealt with the person? And if they ask, and 99% of the time, no, I just heard such and such say this and this and that and the other. Now, once you dig into a situation, if you care that much, oftentimes you'll find out that even the person who has dealt with it, it's always two sides to every story, especially in the bully world where things change a lot. So if you care that much, you might want to investigate those things too. But, if you're doing this thing, you will be bashed. You will be lied upon. You will have a lot of things that's BS. Take it from me. Just go ahead, keep moving, do what you got to do, get the work done, get everything done that you need to get done, because this is what people do. You have to understand. People don't have lives anymore, People just don't have lives. like to sit up all day and to want to talk about who's screwing who, and you know what I'm saying? And I mean literally screwing. Who's, who's having sex with who's this person's doing that. I heard these people was doing this and doing that and doing this. I'll talk about dog related things, but some of y'all know the backstory behind that. Even somebody who's an old friend, and I still wish him, I will say this on this thing, I still wish him absolutely no harm. And I hope that his family stays blessed and healthy and all that, even though we don't agree on dogs, is, Dave. My radio show blew up pretty much with my co-host because he wanted me to post personal information about the man, stuff that was going on in the man's family life or different things like that, and things to try to slander him. It was some other stuff where they sent me some stuff on Bashar that personally could have been very damaging to him, and different things of that nature. I don't partake in that. Where I come from, that to me, that's sort of like, real bitch shit. I'm not about to talk about that part. We can talk dog shit and we go back and forth. But even on the deal, like for say certain, I've got certain knowledge on certain dogs that were sold for a ton of money, and I know the breakdowns, and I know some bullshit that happened behind it. You won't hear me go into, and he did this with that money. That's none of my concern. That's just not how I was raised. And I would probably tell you guys that type of shit, stay out of it. Stay out of who's whooping their wife's ass, or which wife is cheating on her husband at shows, and that type of shit is like the bottom of the barrel shit, and it snowballs. You just keep getting more and more into it. I've seen 55, 60-year-old women talking about throwing hands at shows about nonsense. This shit turns into Jerry Springer fast. If you're a breeder, you have to put your headphones on and stay immune to the bullshit. You know what I mean? Even when people are, crying and pouting because they don't have their way at the time. I'm going to tell you like this. Even when I had a car lot, I've owned many of businesses, gyms, car lots, whatever the case may be. You take on this one basic premise when you're doing, even inside the business. And I know we're going through a lot of things about what you might go through as a breeder and dealing with people. We would have people that would come into the car lot, you know what I mean? Oh, this, that, and the other, it was tires. Well, hey, sir, that's a sort of a more rare tire. If you want those nice Pirellis, you're going to have to wait 2 or 3 weeks. Oh, I'm a good customer. Fuck you guys. I go down the street, Damn, excuse me, I'm spitting. But, I go down the street, I do whatever, and they cuss you out, do this, that. And I used to tell my salesmen all the time, I say, you told them the time frame, right? You did the best you could do. Don't trip. Let the person leave. Be like, hey, sorry, that's the best I can do, and keep it moving. And what would happen is probably, 3/4% of the time, probably higher, that person would come back. Oh, well, you sure that they'll be here in 3 weeks? Yes, sir, they'll be here in 3 weeks. We promise we can get them for you. We'll order them right now. You can pick them up in 3 weeks, and then you might sweeten the deal, like we'll cut away the installation fee, and that's that. But I've had some guys that worked at my lot that would get pissed and argue with these people, and I'm like, what did you get out of that? Eventually y'all come back to the same place that y'all had the same agreement. You know what I mean? So not to indulge in belligerent people who cry and pout because they're not getting their way that second. It doesn't help you. You know what I mean? You just go ahead, hey, this is what it is. If you're with it, you're with it. If you're not, you're not. But, bottom line, and it was a good question of some of the issues that you might have as a breeder outside of just dealing with people. You just have to be immune to people's bullshit. We live in a microwave society. We live in a society where everybody wants what they want. They don't care how much you show them that it's this way or that way. They are going to bitch. They're going to cry. They're going to complain. They're going to talk tough. They're going to do all these things. And at the end of the day, all you can do is get the job done. And once you get the job done, trust me, it won't be any extra appreciation. There won't be anything. You'll just be at the point that where you want it to be, is that the job is done. Whatever the case may be. That's it. As long as you're honoring your word, it doesn't matter how long it takes you to honor it or whatever. Some things may be out of your control. But, don't get into the point to where you get to making yourself look stupid all over the internet, arguing and going back and forth with these people, jumping on their pages. If y'all look all through YouTube, you'll never see me go on anybody else's page and comment. especially not any negative comments. For what? You know, to me, that's the biggest bitch shit that you've ever seen in life. I can talk about what I want to talk about on my page, but I don't even go on Dave's page. Believe it or not, me and Dave are still friends on a lot of social media shit. He never unfriended me, I never unfriended him. But the one thing, if he puts up a post, even if I know it's bullshit, I don't go on this shit and do that. You know what I'm saying? None of the other guys that I sort of disagree with, Bashar, I don't go on, but y'all never see me on Bashar's page. You never see me on any of those other guys' page. You never see me on exotic pages. You know why? Because that's not what men do. I'm not going to their house to take a shit on them. I'm not going on their house to try to argue with them over the internet. I'm not doing any of that because that's weird shit, but you're going to have to deal with that. Ignore those people. Block them. Don't even give them a comment. If somebody comes on your page, and I used to be stupid and get into it with them, and what I come to find out is that most of these guys aren't even real men. You know what I mean? That shit they're talking, let's just be realistic. You're going to talk crazy. You know what I mean? What you going to do? That's the reality. What are you really going to do? You know what I mean? You're going to be like these idiots and try to go to a dog show and fight somebody. You know what I'm saying? Risk, you know, getting yourself put in prison, fucking up your family life, you know, possibly getting your ass whooped. You're going to risk all this for what? A dog show? I mean, or a dog or whatever else is going on, or whatever the case may be. That's the level of the thinking that you're dealing with these people. You know, you have to ignore them. Now, I'm not telling you, you know, y'all know me. You know, if a motherfucker did decide that they wanted to approach me with some crazy talk, I give them all kind of business. You know what I mean? I ain't telling y'all I'm the toughest guy in the world, but I'm very, very well equipped to knock you the fuck out, choke you the fuck out, pound you the fuck out. And so whatever the case may be, I definitely would if somebody approached me with some nonsense. But really, is it worth it? I would be very disappointed that I had to do something to somebody. You know what I mean? Being honest with you. I like to do it for a sport, but to hurt anybody over especially dog arguments and dumb shit like that, it's ridiculous, you know? So if you are a breeder and keep all these tips in mind, you have to ignore them, motherfucker. Hey, you stay over there. Now, I ain't telling nobody you got to take somebody's shit if they trying to talk about physically harming you. But outside of that, man, you know, just keep it cool. Learn to ignore these people. Stay in your lane. People who support you will come through and support you the whole way. Them other motherfuckers is going to be what they be. They going to cry. They going to whine. They going to complain. No matter what you end up doing for them, no matter what the circumstances, they going to find a reason. But, you know, unless you just, oh, it's got to be their way. Some things don't always go your way. Trust me, I've been through enough of them. Some things don't go your way. Sometimes it's bumps in the road. It is what it is. But hopefully this video helped out my man Mike. And I know it was a very negative talk, but it was still a positive talk to say, keep your head positive, man. Don't let these people drag you down. That's ultimately what I was saying. Until next time, y'all, much love. Peace.